We know that we're going to have a Medicaid deficit next year because the numbers of unemployed are going up, and that means the number of people on Medicaid is going up. We're seeing that. We're preparing for that deficit. If we don't have the restored hospital tax, that deficit becomes even more. But the way the federal stimulus package works, it's for 3 years. The year that's ending this month, fiscal year, next fiscal year, the one we're doing the budget for, and the following fiscal year. So they're giving us the money for 3 years. We're trying to make it last 3 years and get the most out of it. The amount of federal money that they're giving us for last year and this coming year is more than we need for this coming year. So most of us, the Senate and I, want to carry forward the money we don't need for Medicaid in fiscal year 2010 that starts July the 1st, carry it forward to the next year. Some in the House are saying, no, let's take that money and let's don't spend it on Medicaid. Let's add to education. But K through 12 education, where they want to add most of it, is already receiving nearly $200 million more to spend in this next fiscal year than they've ever received any year in history. So why should we give them $250 million more than they've ever had instead of just $200 million more than they ever had? That's a very simple issue about prudence. They gave us this money, the federal government, to help us for 3 years. We know we're going to need some of it next year, but some in the House say, well, let's just spend everything we can get our hands on this year and not worry about next year, even when we know we don't need all this money for Medicaid. Everybody agrees to that. Senate says, well, let's carry it forward, spend it on Medicaid, what it was intended for, next year. And some in the House are saying, oh, no, let's take that Medicaid money, spend it on education, even though it'll make us have a huge Medicaid, even bigger Medicaid deficit next year. It's particularly irresponsible when you know that this coming fiscal year, we're going to have record K through 12 education spending by nearly $200 million.
What happens if we don't have a budget June 30?
Well,